Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to take a close look at this very big ice track here in Tilburg. And the reason why, because we are going to visit this retro game convention. Better said, the biggest retro convention I ever visit here in my country, and that's the Netherlands. It's going to be absolutely epic for a convention like this. And when coming in, you can even get yourself like a free cool keychain. And I think there are like Xbox and PlayStation 4 ones and some other ones I don't know. Pretty damn awesome, just a free gift of the owner of this convention. But let's do a quick overview and let's also take a close look at some highlights, because there was so much to see. And oh boy, it was a lot. Okay guys, it's still awesome that you tuned in. But basically this time I didn't go as a visitor. This time I went as a person to stand on the convention because it was more easier to film. I tag along with my friend from the Fade and Arcade, and yeah, he has an arcade company where he basically sells all kinds of stuff when it comes to retro. I brought some virtual pinball machines from Sharpen with me just for people to enjoy and have a good time. Beside that, I also have this Coin Pusher 365 like giveaway going on. People can just come in and play for free and win free stuff. And just put some candy in it, some keychains. And if they won the golden pirate coin, they even have like a bigger prize they can freely choose from, like a keyboard, a mouse, Bluetooth speakers. I had a lot of great stuff with me to give away. And also the gaming factory was here because they had some arcade machines placed. Pretty damn cool, so people can just enjoy themselves if they don't want to go shopping. It was also cool for a lot of people just revisit some old school stuff. Here they had like this amazing Super Street Fighter 2 cabinet where you can just play some old school Street Fighter and some other awesome classic games like Super Mario or Super Mario. Alright, so when I started making this video, I want to make like certain categories, but it's absolutely impossible. What you can see already in the first bin I'm looking at, there is so much stuff, like Xbox Classic up to like the Xbox One. Like there's so much stuff in different kind of bins, because I have these like special, let's say combinations that you can get, or cheap games. And this is one of those great examples. You have bins full of like cheap games for a couple of euros. So when you're going to visit a Dutch convention, not everything is absolutely expensive, because you can still buy a certain kind of games for a couple of euros. So if you want to start collecting, I think it's pretty damn cool. Beside the point, if you want to start collecting, if you just want to revisit some old school stuff like a Philips video pack, there is always something to find here on the retro convention. Or it needs to be like super niche, that it's so super difficult to find. For example, Neo Geo. So I was looking around and I found this, for example, Xbox Classic Complete Unboxed. So this seller asks 60 euros, very good deal if you ask me. And it's complete, it says. Because I did find another seller asking 100 euros, so you can see like quite a lot of differences with the prices. If you're a box collector, here we do have like a lot of games, but also unboxed PlayStation 1. So I think it's a lot of interesting things that we can find here on the retro convention. You do see like some games like Mario Kart, 31 euros, kind of weird amount of money. A good game comes with a higher price, but you can still find 5 euro games for the N64, 7 euro in Mission Impossible, Rally 6 euro. And when it comes to NES, we do find some interesting titles that are not very expensive. So when you're looking at retro, I think it's still affordable some way. We do have like a MOS system. I just recently bought one, so I don't need one. So I was not really looking for something. I was just like looking around, filming. If like another fellow YouTuber who basically like has a lot of great stuff, including a Vectrex. That one is quite expensive nowadays. Personally, I really love to collect sometimes some PC games. I think I have every single title I want to have for my retro PC later on. But you can see like also here we can find a lot of them. So we have like some Lost Skylanders over here. Some Lego toys, like I think it was Lego Dimensions, and some Commodore 64. That's something I do find often here. But when it comes to Commodore 64, I think it's a very interesting device. But here you can see 90 euro, tested and it works. So we're calling this the retro game convention, but also here you can see that we have like a lot of PlayStation 4 games. And that is something that I found not really surprising. Like I do see this going on for some time now, that we do have like all kinds of modern games. Okay, so let's see what we do have here. We have the dual stick. I don't know exactly how it's called for the PlayStation 1. Then we have like this crazy MechWarrior stick for the Xbox Classic that I still want to review here on the channel. But beside that, we do find a lot of like classic game toys, and that's what I like about it. They have such a very cool variation when it comes to this. We have some big box PC games that also you don't see very often in the wild nowadays. So if you're going to want to find a certain game, I think you should go like to a retro convention. So that's absolutely awesome to see here. I'm not collecting them. As a child I did, but nowadays I don't want to anymore. If you're missing a manual, they even sell this over here. We have some boxed Game Boy Color Advance games, so Mega Drive and 64. You will see a mix of everything here through the video because there is so much on the tables with some people. And that's just the reason I couldn't make any, let's say, special collection when it comes to timestamps, because it's absolutely, in my opinion, impossible to do this. Hey, cool, Mario Kart. Alright, so let's take a close look at some other retro stuff. I do have found this weird looking Astro Wars, never seen it. I didn't really grow up with it. I did found this product, it's called the Pro Fighter X. I did a review a very long time ago and it asked €200 for it. These things are absolutely not worth 200 if you ask me. You're gonna get a flash card for like say $30 that are having the same functionalities. I know it's not nostalgia, but for me it's more like to the point that it is functional. Other thing I found is a lot of Game Boys and some Supervisions. Some Wavebird controllers. I just realized I needed to pick it up. I still need a good Wavebird. Alright, so we have like the Mega Drive complete in box with a lot of games. So I was looking into the game. There are a couple of them I'm still looking for my collection. And yeah, I must say that some of them will be quite expensive to pick up. Look, for example, this one. This is Sunset Riders. So I was asking €100 for it. And it's not in super good condition. I just, be honest, I love Sunset Riders, but not for €100. So those games I will not pick up in the end. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive fans like me. So also a lot of Master System, here like some other games, Virtual Racing. So there is so much to see. And the prices can be cheap, especially some games. Not this one, Rambo 3, I love it, €40. It may be a good price, but I don't like to pick it up for that price. I do like it, but not that much. Let's see what we have more. Even found some awesome keychains. And that's the stuff you can find. Captain America, I really love how these things look. Found a bin full of loose cartridges for the N64. At this point I already have a lot of games in my collection that I just wanted to have. So I don't know if I have the Destruction Derby, but €25. Nope, not going to buy it. Yeah, you know, like I don't mind like paying a lot of money for a game, but if it's too much. And I basically like try to buy games nowadays that I actually want to play. So that is what it is with me. NES, I love to collect some NES, and some of the games are like dirty cheaper. €25 for the Arcade Turtles 2. We have like Duck Hunt. So I think NES collecting is pretty damn cool and affordable nowadays here in the Netherlands. So it's pretty damn awesome. We're not going to pick up anything today. This seller also has like a big pile of cartridge only games for the Super Nintendo. Super Mario World, already owned this one. I think it's one of my favorite Super Mario games. But the other thing I really loved about the convention, you can find maybe some good deals for yourself. Here you can see like bins full of PlayStation 4, but even like there isn't PlayStation 5 game in here too. So, and they were like asking €10 each. I don't know if it's going to be a good deal for you, but that's the question you should ask yourself. Beside that, I also found like piles and piles of GameCube games. They're not like overcrowded like PlayStation 2 in my opinion, but you can still find a lot of great titles. There were no prices, didn't really ask the seller what it was, but you know, some of them can be expensive. Also like a lot of Wii games and Wii U games, I found them here. Then we have like a lot of €5 games. This was like the Nintendo DS pile, which you can see there. But over like here we even find some PlayStation Vita. I think like PlayStation Vita is absolutely great system to have a lot of games for. I must say I personally prefer to have the PlayStation Portable because PlayStation Portable had so much more better titles. But PS Vita is, in my opinion, here in Europe, highly underrated. There was one particular seller had so many Atari Lynx handhelds. He even did some modifications. You can see like in all kinds of conditions. And there was even one for over the €200, but this thing has like the modded screen in it. I did talk with the guy. It was a really nice guy, passionate about what he was doing. I also explained that the second model was way easier to modify. Even had some game bundles for you. So I think it's quite cool to see these things here on convention, and people are just fascinated and still like modifying these things and giving some new life. So another thing, beside the bargains and the Atari Lynx, we did find some Like people having complete mint box condition games, for example this Dragon Ball, but some were getting in a very high marked price. Didn't even realize some of the Super NES games were so expensive nowadays in box condition here. But again, you can still find a lot of cheap ones. Okay, another thing I just wanted to show you are the PlayStation 4 games, but it seems to be like, are these not the limited run games? And yeah, you can see like those are going for crazy price in my opinion. €80 for a game. I really love some of them, but if you can pick it up on Steam for a couple of euro, I'd rather do that at sale, thus having a physical copy for a shitload of money. For me, like, playing those games, that's my passion, and like collecting not that much anymore. But again, it's cool to see them over here, and if you want to slap some money on the table for it, it's your choice of course. Another thing I really love about conventions is this. Like here is this guy selling everything for €2 or 5 pieces for €5. And this guy has a stack of piles of like stuff in his hand because he's ready to pay. So here we do have like all kinds of plushes, like weird things, cables. I love these things, you know, like just dig around just to see if you can find a couple of items. There was even some other guys selling like €1 games for the PlayStation 1 and some good games. Here we have like this pocket PC. If you like stuff like this, you can pick it up. Then we have like all kinds of interesting things. Shogun, I guess I remember like, or Shogo how it's called. Like I did own the PC game back in the day. Don't want it anymore, but it's fun to see it. I did pick up this thing, the Doodle Jump. I love that game for my Android phone. Also the arcade one. The arcade cabinet is pretty damn cool. We have some steering wheels. I'm also picking up this Mega Drive plug and play. Maybe fun to make a review about. So I did find a couple of items. And after, I think after the convention, I even picked up a Virtual Fighter for €1 for the PC and a Skylander. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the Skylander, if I'm going to start collecting those things, because that is going to be like another level of nightmare collecting. But to be honest, like I really dig the Skylanders. I think the idea was pretty damn cool. Chocolate Salty Balls, love that song. You can find all kinds of weird things in here, and that's what I love. Oh, dig around. I can do this all day, you know, like dig around these boxes to find cheap stuff. And maybe we can find some hidden gems I personally really like. FIFA. Ugh, go away with those things. Here we have the Virtual Fighter 2. That's the one I basically take with me. I love those fighting games for the PC. And let's see, we have more, some weird stuff, you know. But they also have like different kind of bins. For example, this with a slightly like different like mix of games. €3 each or 4 for €10. So with like Xbox 360, let's see, N64 game, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation 1. I was really surprised to see so many toys on this convention. I did see them in different conventions, but this time was very like say noticeable. There was so much more. But another thing I really like about retro collecting is that we do have like so many different options on the convention. Here we have like some Power Rangers. I did grow up with this. I never got myself some things, but I really like this turtle. I don't have any room in my coin pusher, otherwise I put this in my coin pusher for €5. Like there are so many cool things that you basically like can pick up over here. So if you're like a big fan of collecting of these toys, you can see like some sellers are like having their collection for sale over here. With all kinds of ones, without a box, with box, from let's say the old school turtles, the most weird thing I personally never seen. I can even see the Smurfs. Like there are so many cool things. I also found this Master of Universe Castle Grayskull. So if you just want to revisit your old childhood with some old school toys, you can even pick them up over here. So that is what I really love at basic conventions. It's not always like about retro gaming. I personally really love the variations of products here on the retro conventions. But if you love Pokemon, you love to collect yourself some Pokemon cards, graded cards, complete box sets, you can find all kinds of wicked things over here. And I must say that I also here was surprised that I found so many Pokemon stuff. Of course Pokemon is hyped and it's like bigger than ever. But I'm just personally at the moment not a collector of cards or whatsoever. But I just wanted to give you like a quick overview of the products that you even can pick up over here. I understand of my fellow buddies over here, they did pick up some awesome things. Kanto Collectibles is one of those companies who are basically over here. They had some amazing deals, like you can just pick up some random cards for a couple of euros or 50 cents. And I really love it. There were like even some sellers having these bundles they made themselves. So, you know, there are all kinds of variations how you can pick up cards. You can even find some Pokemon Flippos. You have in here some other like complete box sets. And even what I also like about these like these tiny Pokemon items you can even pick up too. also there were so many unique products I found. I understand they were like shampoo, like bottles, in a Game Boy Advance look, pretty damn cool. So I have this gigantic Mario laying around, but I also have this very unique Zelda light. I don't know if you can pick them up from AliExpress, but nevertheless I found it, even like the Super NES scope. So you can find even also Sega Dreamcast Japanese games. I found this Hyperboy for 250 euro. I personally don't understand why this thing is so expensive, but the Multi-Mega for 1500, complete and very nice condition. I personally want to have it myself someday in the future. Also, you can find a lot of custom made stuff, or at least like custom items. This was from a company called Little Firefly. Another item I found was this Sonic Generations Collector Edition. Pretty damn cool. You don't see this one very often. I didn't ask about the price. Okay, this particular seller had a lot of interesting and very beautiful collectibles in complete in box. So Hitman, Max Payne, an NES, PlayStation 1 or PS1, Sega Dreamcast stick, the Virtual Fighter arcade stick, cartridge bay or something like that, the Master System were in box. Like, he had so much cool stuff. And I must say that one of the sellers had a lot of stuff in box. I was quite surprised to see these Street Fighter 4 collectible edition, and they are like dirty cheap, 25 euro. Let's see, and here we have even some more stuff like the smart card for the PC. I don't know exactly what it was. Now we have like a complete Nintendo Super set. Somebody has this 2-player arcade stick. And then we have like some board games, including the Tetris one. I should like review with somebody. It would be so cool to check it out. But here like all kinds of items I really like to see. And even some handhelds over here. I didn't pick them up. Like always, it was so much fun being here, and I made this video especially for you, my Wicked family here. Oh, if you don't know what a Wicked family is, that is basically people who subscribe to my channel. It would be great if you become one of the Wicked family. Subscribe, hit that little bell, give this video a like if you really enjoyed it. So fun story, I didn't even see everything on the convention. I think I see it around like say 70% because there was so much to see over here. Absolutely most crazy things like on PlayStation 2 television. If you search something, I think retro game convention is one of the best chances to find it, and sometimes even for a very good price. Take consideration, a lot of retro, especially like the hot items, are like super expensive because they're like difficult to find. But you also can find bargain stuff, what I already mentioned before. So much fun to check it out. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.